I'm going to be dropping One Punch Man Season 3. This isn't exactly a really big surprise. When you have tweets like these, there is no One Punch Man Season 3. I think that in of itself is just a major red alert to anyone who may potentially watch One Punch Man in the future. Me and many other creators that have been just talking about One Punch Man. I don't really even talk about One Punch Man like that, only because it's been so disappointing. What is the context behind all this? Maybe people don't know what's going on, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get you up to speed before I really continue to go on with my rant. As everybody knows, One Punch Man Season 3 has begun airing for the fall 2025 anime slate. And if you guys can see here on the top left-hand corner, you would see here that the average score on AniList is a 63%, whereas if you compare it from season one of One Punch Man averaged at 83% back in 2015. One Punch Man Season 2 averaged 74%. And remind you, this is all on AniList. But the thing is, on AniList, it's not much better. Going backwards here, One Punch Man averaged 8.48, and Season 2 averaged a 7.53. And then as we all know now, this is a low 5.26. It also comes down to IMDb ratings, all ratings from fans and people who watch. And as we can all see here, ratings of all episodes from season 1 of One Punch Man pretty much was our average around 8.5 to 9, with episode 12 being the highest rated at a 9.5. Season 2 was kind of sort of there, but with the change of studio and change of director, while it was a downgrade, it wasn't total disaster compared to season 3, because if we look at the ratings from seasons 1, 2, and 3, you can see we have a 4.9, a 4.7, and now most recently episode 6, a 2.1 out of 10. I watched this episode on Monday and I could not believe my eyes. I was so bored. And apparently it was, I guess, outsourced as well, this entire episode. I don't know, man. This episode was just not it. Now we obviously have these kinds of tweets where One Punch Man overtakes The Promised Neverland for the worst rated anime episode ever on IMDb with a 2.6, and is obviously continuing to go down with a 2.1 as we look now. Promised Neverland Season 2 Episode 11, 2.9 out of 10. And if you know the background between The Promised Neverland Season 2, you would know, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, because why not? The Promised Neverland Season 2 diverged from the manga about a little over halfway through the season, and they basically concluded the series, the anime series at least, with that, not showing specific characters for a specific arc that they just straight up just never did. So all they did was in Promised Neverland Season 2 Episode 11, because I remember this clear as day. I remember watching it here, right here on this desk. I remember being so disappointed because I could not believe that they just rushed through and inserted some dumb anime only stuff into this specific episode, and then they crammed so much story from the manga to a slideshow within the final minutes of the episode. That was bad. It was so bad, I might as well go ahead and look this up right now. This was, oh my god, 5 years ago. Holy shit. Or almost 5 years ago. 775 upvotes versus 1,600 comments. You know that's when you know an episode was terrible. And one of the first comments I see here, I never want to see an anime series get butchered like The Promised Neverland did ever again. This was too painful to go through. That's how I felt with Tokyo Ghoul. This was even worse than I imagined. Proper garbage. Fitting that it ended on such a low note. I remember watching this and I thought this was the worst thing ever. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the comments for One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 6. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Damn, the new Gachi Akuda episode looks great. Oh man, yes it did. Then even someone said, looks like this episode was fully outsourced. Who the fuck drew Genos this episode? I swear a 5-year-old could do better. This episode looked like abysmal dog shit. I can't believe I wasted 24 minutes of my life watching it. When you have episodes like this, and this being the worst rated episode now, then fucking Promised Neverland Season 2, where they butchered the entire story, ran through everything, you know you did something wrong. 2 months ago, the director of Season 3 of One Punch Man, Shinpei Nagai, said it probably won't measure up to Season 1, but the anime is infused with the creator's tenacity and ingenuity. Please stop with the harassment and the persistent questions that I can't answer due to NDAs. I beg of you, please. He put an official statement in English explaining why he decided to keep his role as director under the wraps for so long. He says, "Hello everyone, nice to meet you." I'm not going to read this entire thing. He says how he completely understands everyone's reactions. Please calm down and hear me out if you would. That basically is just telling me that this man was being harassed, just making and hoping to God that people would understand about One Punch Man Season 3. I agree with this comment here. I think he should deactivate or stay off Twitter for his own sanity, at least until the anime is over. Fans are going to be unbearable. This man is about to be one of the most hated directors in anime. But can you believe that for such a franchise such as One Punch Man being as popular as it is, people don't really want to do it? That is crazy to me, right? But it got so bad to the point where he tweets out this on October 22nd. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this entire thing. "I have a rather unfortunate news. There are a few people among my followers who are pretending to be allies but are actually engaging in rage baiting, so I've decided to delete my account. Their actions, such as taking my statements out of context, trying to elicit comments that violate NDAs, or turning them into profit, are unacceptable and cannot be overlooked. I've always done my best for the fans with utmost sincerity, but I've come to the conclusion that continuing in this environment is untenable for this project. It's always the genuine fans who end up suffering the most. I cannot forgive those who tarnish the staff's honor or exploit the struggles of the creators for profit through hate. Therefore, I will be deleting my account entirely. I will not create any accounts in the future either. I cannot overlook actions that degrade the work itself, so I ask for your understanding. Honestly, this is taking a toll on my mental health, and it only brings the negatives to the work, the staff, and the original creators. But such despicable behavior is unforgivable. To the fans who have been truly kind to me, I want to express my gratitude and apologies. It was truly enjoyable." And this guy said, "I feel bad for the director because 2 months ago or so, he had to publicly say he did his best with the resources given to him. He was implying that this season was going to be rough. The whole staff knew this was going to happen for months. I can't imagine the dread. I can understand being frustrated if your favorite series doesn't get a good adaptation. I don't understand why people would take it out on the staff producing the anime." And the thing is, though, is that people really have to understand that, at least from what I know, people on the staff of an anime studio are just given as much as they can from the production committees and everybody else who's a part of the potential production of an anime. It just sucks so bad when people, including the rage baiting, which I think is cringe, just continue to be so bad toward directors who have to deal with this stuff. They see it. They read it. They are also human beings too. It's disgusting. Because while we can see and look at the details of the fact that these people are trying to do their best, people just attack them and just attack them and just attack them. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Let me take you guys on a little bit of a journey, I guess. One Punch Man Season 3 was announced on August 17, 2022. There was a tweet that basically said how apparently Mappa was going to be animating One Punch Man Season 3, but that turned out to be false. For pretty much over a year now, all we've had in terms of One Punch Man Season 3 were just visuals of the characters. So this is Genos, and this was on May 2nd, 2024. Same thing here with Fubuki. Nothing really was announced until December 12th, 2024, where they said it was going to air this upcoming year, which was 2025. We then get our first PV. Granted, it was a 40-second trailer, actually 30 seconds of footage, not even 30 seconds, on March 6, 2025. And we also get this key visual. Guess what, guys? After that, nothing. And then the next time we get any sort of information or any sort of footage regarding this season was September 2nd, 2025. I can't even imagine what this staff was going throughout that entire period. It must have been really, really rough, especially now what we know with these PVs and how this information was released. Everybody, how the director was tweeting out from 3 months ago, from September basically, and then he deleted his Twitter mere days after the air date of One Punch Man Season 3. It's terrible. This is unfortunately what One Punch Man Season 3 looks like. This is what unfortunately it looks like. It looks very bad. It looks very, very bad. This was trending earlier today where the hair of this guy was cut off. You can see it cut off here. It just goes on and on and on. 3 months ago, someone posted this. All the key visuals have been just plain pictures of characters on an empty background, and the only teaser trailer came out 3 months ago. It's pretty much just the same montage of different characters. Yeah, it's not looking good. I'm fully expecting it to be a complete disappointment. I hope I'm wrong, but we will find out soon, I guess. And I can tell you guys right now, as of November 19, it is not great. It is so bad, in fact, that this person said that One Punch Man Season 3 is so bad, I lost my appetite to anime. Then he continues on and says, the season was already dry, was planning to watch a few selected anime this season, but after just watching one episode of One Punch Man Season 3, I was so disappointed that I had paused watching all the seasonal titles. F you, Bandai Namco. And this was just a post here that kind of just went over just a bunch of like specific YouTubers who just don't want to get into that. Honestly, it's just such an unfortunate situation, but I think what people have to realize, people's lives, just like with any other anime, are at stake here. They are doing things to the best of their ability to the things that they are doing. Who can ever forget where to go? This slide from episode 2. This is a real shot from One Punch Man Season 3, episode 2. This was a real shot. What I will say is this. I will be dropping Season 3 of One Punch Man because of all the countless examples that we have seen over the past couple of episodes. It just really sucks that it had to come to this point. To the director deleting his Twitter account, to him being endlessly harassed because of the job that they have done, yet they only have as much as they can use. You know, their resources and etc. I am not going to sit here and act like I know everything about an anime production, but at the end of the day, I think what people have to realize is, yes, it does look terrible. It looks terrible. I was bored, and yes, to me, I agree. It looks also terrible. But at the same time, I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and just harass all these directors, these people who work on the anime. I'm not going to do that. If people had any sort of decency, they would not go ahead and do any sort of rage baiting toward the director. They would not do any of that stuff. I just think for me, it's important to realize just the one thing that people have to realize, and that at the end of the day, what everyone has here is that people still work on this anime no matter what. Is it a job where we really wish that we needed more? Absolutely. We cannot be harassing these people, man. But I do have to agree with everybody. It looks terrible, which is why we'll be dropping it. I really hope that Japan, just in of itself, just looks at this One Punch Man Season 3 issue and just realizes, yeah, I don't think we can do this. I really hope that other anime do not suffer the way One Punch Man Season 3 did, because it gets really bad. It gets really bad. Yeah, this is me. Season 3 sucks, but please, we cannot be harassing people. We cannot be harassing the staff. It's just not gonna go great. For anybody. It's not.